Welcome everyone to the Art of Spiritual Sleep. This is the class of today. You know, I'm very appreciative to see all your comments on our WhatsApp group of dreams. And by the way, if you are not yet in this WhatsApp group, I am very much urging you to join us, as all of you guys have been beautifully sharing your experiences and dreams. And, you know, I'm answering obviously for everyone. Sometimes I'm answering more on a personal level, but well done. This raises a wonderful awareness into the quality, obviously, of our dreams, into really having an access. Welcome everyone to the Art. Welcome everybody to our class 3, already class 3 of our dream course. So last week we addressed general principles about dreams. We talked a lot about the fact that many of our dreams are actually motivated or created by certain situations in our life, certain worries, certain preoccupation, and we will call them almost Freudian dreams, right? These are dreams that really don't have a lot of content and are not dreams that we should take as messages, okay? So pay attention to that, because most likely 2/3 of our dreams are not gonna have deep significance and should just be discarded a little bit as, you know, those advertisements that we still get, you know, in the mail, advertisement about a shopping, you know, or a discount that there is in a shop, right? So all of that should be discarded. Like perhaps 1/3 of the dreams that we have actually are very strong and powerful in significance in order to help us in our life. So I'm gonna give you a very famous story that it's talked about, you know, in the Talmud. It's talked about in different sources. And it's not a dream as famous as the dream of Pharaoh with the 7 cows that were thin, that ate the 7 cows that were fat. Everybody heard about that dream, and Yosef interpreting it, Yosef HaTzadik. This is a less known dream, and it actually takes place with Alexander the Great, okay? Alexander the Great, everybody heard of him. He was a great conqueror. He really wasn't afraid of anyone. And actually it says that he died in a very young age, at 30 something, in the swamps of India, and bitten by a mosquito, which is kind of a very strange thing, right? Someone that is not afraid of anyone, that really, you know, is brave in battle, and a small mosquito actually defeats him, right? So this mosquito story actually was in a dream somehow. And what happened? It says that Alexander the Great had a connection with a great tzaddik, a great righteous person from the Talmudic time, who was called Shimon HaTzadik. And of course, he met him during one of his campaigns, and he had a lot of respect for, you know, for him. It actually says that he saw him in a dream before, you know, entering Jerusalem, etc. He had a dream about this amazing sage, amazing person. And upon seeing him while invading, you know, Jerusalem, he suddenly remembered his dream, and he understood that this was a very important person in his life. So the story goes that he one day, you know, in one of his campaigns, like fell asleep in a very, very deep sleep while he was, in the campaign in Africa. And during his sleep, he actually saw this beautiful, beautiful river. And he saw in a dream that he threw something in this river, and this piece of fish was dead. And suddenly, while in the river, it came back to life. And in his dream, he kind of follows the river, arrives to some gates, with trumpets, beautiful gates. And in his dream, he understands, wow, this is probably the Garden of Eden. This is probably the place where the souls that did a lot of good deeds, they go after we are, in this world. And he enters the gate somewhat, they kind of let him a little bit enter, but not too much. And suddenly, they throw him an eyeball. So he takes the eyeball in a dream and looks at it. It's very strange, right? It's a human eyeball. And all of a sudden in his dream appear a scale. And the scale is just in front of him and is really, really pushed to put the eyeball in the scale. So he puts the eyeball in the scale, and immediately the scale becomes very, very heavily towards, the eyeball, as if this eyeball was made of lead or something, like really, really heavy. And in his dream, like someone or himself, like not everybody agrees on how the dream went by, because it's a legend from like 2000 years ago. But somewhere along the line, him or somebody else or an angel or an entity starts placing lots of gold coins and silver and diamonds on the other side of the scale. And no matter the quantity of like gold coins and everything that is put on the scale, never mind, the eye is still too heavy. So Alexander the Great, in the middle of this dream, is telling himself, what's going on here? Like, why is this hand placing so much wealth, and how come the scale is still not tipped towards the wealth? And then all of a sudden, another hand comes from the side and pours dust or sand on the eye, and then the scale tips. Okay? The scale tips. Suddenly the eyeball becomes, lighter somehow with the sand on it. Paradox. And it's tipped towards the wealth. So he woke up from this dream extremely disturbed and start looking for an answer. So he asked, the story goes, he asked a couple of people, finally decided, you know what, no, I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna, when in Jerusalem, I will ask, my dear friend, the sage Shimon HaTzadik. So he goes to him after, many, many months of being in Africa, now coming back towards the land of Israel. And he asks for a meeting with him, and he tells him the troubling dream. He tells him, listen, I don't know why, but this dream is engraved in my mind. I understand there was this amazing river, like obviously it was a river that it's talked about in Genesis, right? The river that leads to Gan Eden, to the Garden of Eden. So I was very troubled by this dream. Will you please tell me, what is this dream about? So Shimon HaTzadik thought a while about it, and then he told him, this eyeball is your eyeball. It represents your desire. Your eyes, whenever they set on something, your eyes want it. You have hungry eyes. You see a land and you envy it and you want to conquer it. And that's what made you the greatest conqueror to this day. You always want. This I is your desire. You're hungry for more and more and more wealth. And pay attention, no matter how much wealth you are going to have, this I will continue being hungry. So they showed you in the dream that only when dust will be put on your body, only when you will die and the sand will cover your eyes, will you lose this hungry eye, and your desire to receive will, come back to be nil, and that's it. And the scale will be actually rebalanced. And so Shimon HaTzadik challenged him. He said to him, how much is it going to take? How much land is this going to take in order to satisfy your desire? Can't you see that the desire for just, material things, can't you see that your desire will never be satisfied? And really, the only way to satisfy your desire will be to satisfy the desire of your soul, to satisfy your desire for wisdom. And that is the reason that you are coming to me. That is the reason why you dreamt of me. Stop with your conquest. Stop and learn. Become a scholar. Learn the knowledge. And it's okay with knowledge to have an eye that will never be satisfied, because there is such a sea of knowledge, and you can learn all your life and do a lot of good, as opposed to satisfy your hungry eyes, right? Your hungry eyes for wealth, your hungry eyes for conquest. The story, you know it already, because, Alexander the Great kind of listened to it, but not completely. And he decided finally he needed India as a list of his conquest. And unfortunately, he was demised by a mosquito. A mosquito bite actually made him lay to his last rest. Okay, so that's a very, very interesting metaphor and a beautiful, beautiful interpretation that this great Tzaddik gave, to him, to Alexander the Great, show, how powerful dream interpretation can be. So to continue with what we've started, last week, let's talk about, dreams that can be concerning, can give a message about a change of course of action. We must never, never fear anything. The only thing that we must be scared of, quote unquote, it's to lose our connection truly to the light of the Creator. So long as we continue being better and working on ourselves, we must never fear anything. And we must know that the cosmos is always on our side. Always. The cosmos will rewire its way, rewire the GPS to come and meet us halfway so we can make much better decisions. So let's talk about, dreams, things that appear in a dream that can be concerning, and they are connected to organs and, body, okay? Body parts. So, seeing in a dream bloodshed is something that needs to be addressed. And I'm encouraging you again to have a closer relationship with your teachers, with your Kabbalah instructors, so this conversation can be fluid and one can find a good answer and a good course of action. And today I'm going to give you as well what, needs to happen when, such dreams really occur. So bloodshed of any kind have to be addressed very seriously, as oftentimes they are related to money losses, okay? Oftentimes it's about losing parnassa or losing money. Pay attention, this doesn't apply if you just watched, the movie Scream, or just watched one more time the movie Gladiator where everybody's been killed, and then you have a movie about bloodshed, okay? So that doesn't apply. This is considered still a Freudian dream because, you've been imbued or you watched a very gory movie with friends and now you dreaming about blood. Forget about it. Like you just under the impression of what you just saw. Okay. So discard completely that particular dream. But you didn't watch any such movie. You are not surgeon and had a particularly bloody day in the ER and you still dream that, one body part is bleeding, then we need to address it. It might be that we made very poor business decisions. It might also be that some decisions that we made actually became harmful to us. Okay. We decided, I don't know, to go to court against someone and it wasn't possibly a good idea. We didn't think it properly and we might be faced with some losses. Okay. So please, please, please talk to a Kabbalah teacher, for Kabbalah instructor, for a course of action. And sometimes this will require what we call a dream correction, which we are going to talk about later on, okay? In our class today, I will give you everything that needs to be done when a really, truly disturbing dream is happening to us, okay? So have no worries. There is a plan of attack for absolutely everything. So another dream that, is of concern a little bit is when one dreams about an organ being cut off. Okay. And again, you didn't watch, a Gladiator movie. You didn't watch the series of Vikings, Netflix. You didn't watch any of that. And you dreaming suddenly out of nowhere in the depths of the night. Again, the hour is very important. It's in the depths of the night, not when it's daylight. Okay. When it's already daylight, we must discard the dream as being really a Freudian dream. But in the depth of the night, we dream, God forbid, of an organ being cut off. This is connected to some kind of judgment that we have created. We've not acted properly 100 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We acted in a very selfish manner, which could have potentially created, havoc for another person's life. And then, the angel Gabriel, the angel of, evening the karma, quote unquote, revenge, coming back to tell us, we need to deal with this. Okay. So that's something that immediately needs to be addressed. And by the way, when such a thing happens, one has 3 days to work on the dream. Okay. So do not let a dream pass for 3 days. Such a dream as we are, that we are concerned about, immediately seek advice ASAP. We have 3 days to be able to do something about it. Okay. So very important. And our organ, God forbids, being cut off, the body. Also, losing teeth. I gave you that example about my mom. Unfortunately, she was right. Losing teeth in a dream is a little bit about the foundation of the person. No, the teeth, it's about wisdom as well. It's a bone, right? Teeth are like bones. So it's in a way losing an organ or losing a foundation. This is telling us that our spiritual foundation is not strong enough. Okay? We are not strong enough. We do not have perhaps created enough merit in our life to be able to confront difficult situation, difficult tikkun / karmic situation. So dream of teeth, a tooth that is moving, a tooth that is falling out is a dream that needs to be addressed, unless you've just been to the dentist and your tooth is really painful. So if you have a painful tooth and go to bed, inevitably you are going to dream about teeth. Or you just went to the dental hygienist and your teeth are a little bit uncomfortable and you dream about a tooth, forget about it, okay? Or you have concern about changing, having an implant done, discard the dream. It's only, this dream will tell you really will have content only when it's totally detached from your day-to-day reality, and all of a sudden a person dreams about teeth, like quote unquote randomly. Then it needs to be addressed. Our spiritual foundation is not strong enough. We need to strengthen it. We need a plan of attack with our Kabbalah teacher to really get our foundation better, make a stronger connection, make more decisions in our, day-to-day life that take us away from chaos, chaotic decision, and lead us to much, much better optimal decision about life in general. Okay. So teeth dreams, very, very important. Again, not connected to any day-to-day reality. They must be addressed and must be acted upon. And I'm about to give you a plan of attack. Now, also cannibalism. So that's kind of a strange dream. Yeah. You didn't watch Lost Island and, on TV and suddenly dreaming that Chas v'shalom, you eating something human, you eating a human organ or eating another person. Be careful. This is a little bit similar to the dream of Alexander the Great. It just shows huge desire to receive for the self alone. Okay? Cannibalism is oftentimes a sign that the person is not sharing enough, that we are being greedy in some way in our life. It can be being greedy, money greedy. It also can be being greedy in the way we show love. Yeah. Perhaps we really want to receive and really not interested to share it too much. Yeah. So it's a form of negative spiritual greed, which absolutely need to be addressed. Okay. You see any body part, detached body part in a dream, let's talk about it. Okay. Not you eating a steak. However, some sources say eating meat in a dream is not always very optimal, but like seeing a detached organ is definitely not optimal in a dream, even if you don't eat it. Okay. So please, please, please pay attention to that, make note, and you have 3 days to seek, a dream correction, and I'll talk about it, and a plan of attack to change that. All right. Very, very important. Also, going barefoot. Going barefoot in a dream is also connected to, losses of some sort, maybe losing a deal, maybe a deal that we've been working on for a long time is not exactly going to bear the type of fruits that we wanted. Again, it can be changed. Everything that I'm telling you today, it's coming in a dream because we can change it. Because we have the power to completely change that and turn it into our advantage. Okay? So beware of walking barefoot. Also, seeing yourself naked in a dream. Okay? Seeing yourself naked in a dream, especially if while you're dreaming, you're thinking that you are in the land of Israel. You are walking naked in the land of Israel. Pay attention. Side note, if you are planning to go to a naturist camp this year. I'm not entirely sure that it's Kabbalistically recommended, but if you are planning to go to a naturist naked camp this summer and you're making all plans about it and you're seeing yourself naked, it might not be, a dream that requires correction, all right? So don't let it go if that's the case, okay? No judgment here. Everybody does what they feel is good for them. No judgment here. But if that's the case, disregard the dream, okay? But if you don't have any intention of going naked anywhere and you are seeing yourself, naked, especially in the land of Israel, one must seek counsel because it oftentimes means that we don't have enough good deeds in our merits. We don't have enough merits and we need to have, the clothing really is the merits, right? It's all the positive actions that we've done. This is the clothing of us, of ours. And a very quick side note here. There was a great tzaddik that literally was doing so much good, like all the time learning Torah and helping people, like giving tzedakah. However, he never really was asuk betorah. This is what it says in the writings. Asuk betorah means to be busy with the Torah. Not only learning it, but being busy with the Torah. Meaning not only learning Kabbalah, learning all the meaning of life, etc., but being also actively involved in sharing everything that we're learning and helping the poor of consciousness, right? This is the reason why our, prayer connection book is called in the center, the Rav told us, it's called the prayer of the poor. Why the prayer of the poor? It's such a strange title, yeah? It should be said, prayer book, or connection book. Why is it called the prayer of the poor? Because our prayer is for the poor of consciousness. Yes, we are all poor in consciousness. And liot osek betorah, meaning liot busy with the Torah, it really means that you actively trying to make other people wealthy of consciousness. We really should be trying to actively help people have a better consciousness, elevate their consciousness. Remember always the critical mass that the Rav and Michael all the time talk about, that we need X amount of members, X amount of members to tip the scale, to create enough, critical mass in the world. It's people wealthy of consciousness. So that particular tzaddik was very busy learning the Torah, did a lot of charity, but never actively pursued being osek b'Torah, meaning helping other people, teaching, helping other people, not be poor of consciousness, yes, spreading. So he dreamt of himself coming to Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, and he has this beautiful crown and this beautiful golden garment, and they are angels. And suddenly in the dream, he sees himself barefoot and he's very disturbed. He goes, oh my God, why am I barefoot? And beautiful, imagine, garment, gold, he looks like a king and he's barefoot. And he woke up very disturbed by the dream. And he went to see his teacher, I think it was Rabbi Elimelech, and he told him, Rav, what's going on? Teacher, why was I barefoot? And his teacher told him, Rabbi Elimelech told him, you're not teaching people, are you? You are not helping people learn. You are not taking them out of the tikkun, are you? You're giving charity and you're learning, but you're learning for you. No, you didn't understand. You must share. Whatever you learn must be shared. You must tell other people. You must try to teach. Teach your family. Teach your surroundings. So what if I'm here? Continue teaching. Continue giving classes. What do you mean? You have to spread whatever you know. This is the reason why you were barefoot in a dream. Okay? So very important. Yes, very important. We must always really, really share. And all these things that are not technically difficult dreams that need to be addressed, they are totally connected to our spiritual garments, how much we learn, how much we educate ourselves, and how much we share with others. This is our true protection, okay? This is the true protection and only protection that we will ever have, okay? And those dreams show it to us. Also, as you remember from the dream I don't remember if it's the butler. I think it's the butler that went and they cut his head off. So, dreaming of eating red grapes, okay? Red grapes, sign of judgment, okay? Sign of judgment. So again, we haven't done enough. We haven't gotten out of our comfort zone in enough, better manner. And we must, make an effort, in the future, take the dream as a note, a message from the light that we must, again, removing the judgment. It's also by more chesed, by adding more mercy. Mercy means being merciful, forgetting very easily, forgiving very easily the negative that people can do to us just because they have no knowledge. A lot of people are not cognizant of the desire to receive for the self alone. That's why it is important to seek unity. It is important to pass the sponge really quickly when something has been done that was not optimal for us. Okay? So that's very, very important. Other body signs, actually dreaming that we are dying is a very good dream. It's actually a very powerful dream that shows that there will be continuity, that we are going to live a very, very long life. So don't be scared or panicked a little bit if you see your death in a dream. It's a good dream. It means, on the contrary, the opposite. A lot of times dream mean the absolute opposite of what we see in a dream. You see, eating red grapes, right? Sounds like a good plan somehow, yes? But it's actually, not a good dream. It's a dream that a warning, we'll call it, a very warning dream, okay? So dying is a very good thing. Seeing your own funeral, also a very good thing. It makes you think about the meaning of life today and how much you can really bring to the world, all right? Seeing family members dying, okay? The death of family members, we should consult. It all depends, okay? It all depends. So consult with a teacher. It might be that the family member, on the contrary, is going to live a very long life. However, if you see the death being a little bit violent, then we need to actually have a conversation, okay? Then you will need it. This is a case per case. And in any case, it's always good to ask for a second opinion, all right? Now, let's talk about good things in a dream, right? We talked about the warning signs, but let us talk about good signs in a dream. So dreaming of a river, dreaming of a well, beautiful sign. It's really related to the well of knowledge. It's related to the well, the river. It's the Kabbalah, the Torah, really the mass, the beautiful, beautiful knowledge which bring light in the world. Beautiful. So that's amazing. That's excellent. So we want to dream about that. Dreaming of wheat, of barley, sign of wealth, sign of abundance, sign of parnasa. It's the Kemach and the Torah, right? The sustenance and the knowledge. These are the two aspects of our life, right? We must have the barley, the wheat, so that we can have more knowledge, So having the parnassa, the sustenance, positive sustenance, it's to enable us to take more time to learn, to go in depth, to understand better our meaning of life, and share all of that, share the beautiful meaning of the world with as many people as possible. So that's great. A kettle, also good, contains water, contains water. Water is often significance of knowledge. Some say that the kettle can be like a child, a child coming into the world, dreaming of a kiddush cup, okay? The glass of wine, very good sign as well. Abundance, children, very, very positive sign. We totally want to dream about that. Dreaming of a grape vine laden with beautiful grapes, especially white, okay? The red are a little bit edgy, but white grapes, beautiful. Pink grapes, beautiful. Red, seek counsel. Dreaming of trees, beautiful. Fig tree, a fig, pomegranate, olive, date, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alludes to abundance, alludes to, the light coming into our life, beautiful. It says that the human is like a tree. His feet are in the earth and his head is in the sky. Beautiful, okay, beautiful. Tree being planted, having a lot of fruits, especially fruit trees. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dream. We are happy. It's an encouragement from above to do more, to continue in our road and definitely do more. A myrtle branch. As you know, many of you that are close, in close community, we use the myrtle. In many instances, on Shabbat, we say special blessing on the myrtle. Again, perfect system, beautiful. It's flagrant. It's our life that is giving good fragrance to above, to the worlds above. Beautiful, especially attached to a tree. Dreaming of an etrog, dreaming of a citrus, a lemon, beautiful, beautiful dream, bearing fruits in our life, that our life will be fruitful, a palm, sign of peace. These are beautiful, beautiful dreams. Being on a boat, seeing a boat. Please, if you see the Titanic, let's talk about this, okay? If you just watch the Titanic and you see yourself in a boat taking the water, don't think too much about it. That's a Freudian dream. However, if you dream you are on this beautiful boat, on a beautiful river with green waters, excellent dream. It's the journey of life, excellent dream. Seeing yourself praying, okay? Seeing yourself praying, seeing yourself, reciting prayers, beautiful dream. Seeing shofar, Rosh Hashanah, we need to talk about this, okay? Seeing yourself in Rosh Hashanah. Again, we are 2 weeks away from Rosh Hashanah. You're trying to organize your schedule in order to come and have Rosh Hashanah with Michael Berg. Okay, don't think too much about it. But thinking of seeing shofar in a dream, remember, shofar is the instrument that we use in order to break the negativity, right? Break judgment. So, seeing shofar, seeing scrolls of Torah, immediately consult with a teacher. Again, here we are going to need a little bit of work to overcome certain hurdles, certain, problems of tikkun, things maybe we don't even know that are coming from other, other reincarnation. So it's important, okay? It's important to seek counsel. Again, Sefer Torah, shofar, being in Rosh Hashanah, unless you are about to travel to Rosh Hashanah, and then it's a Freudian dream, like in the middle of the year, please seek counsel. Dreaming of lighting candles, beautiful. Dreaming of a candle that gets extinct, immediately seek counsel. Okay? Immediately seek counsel, as the candle, the fire of the candle represents soul. Okay? And the ones that know, we never blow a candle. We extinct it with our fingers, or we let it burn, because it's representative of the ruach, representative of a part of our soul. So we never extinct it. So seeing it extinct in a dream probably might require a little bit of work to cancel something that requires being canceled. Okay? So globally, seeing animals in dreams is a good thing. Okay? Animals are often symbols of a good dream. Example, the famous dream of the snake. Okay? I had sometimes students coming to me absolutely frightened. Oh my God, I dreamt of a snake. I hate snakes. And my next question is going to be, did they bite you? Did the snake bite you? And they go like in horror. Why are you asking this? Because it's good. Snake is money. You want them to bite you in a dream. You see snake in a dream, it's very good for money, very good for sustenance, bizarrely, right? Oftentimes dreams interpretation is upside down from what we think. So excellent. That's very good, especially if they bite. Okay. So even if you are scared of pythons and all kind of, these horrible serpents that can, bite, good. You see them in a dream, fantastic. They bite, even better. We're going to have a deal that's going to go through, or some very good parnassa coming our way. So that's great. It's very positive dream. Dreaming of a white horse. Beautiful. Horse is nobility. It's the animal that shows nobility. Perhaps we are going to get to a place where we will have good, strong influence in order to help, in order to help more and more people. So the white horse, very good reputation, beautiful. Generally speaking, animals are good. Lion, great. Panther, great. Goat, fantastic. Goose, great. Again, positivity, fertility. Chicken, it's removing judgment, and often sign of a male child, okay? Especially rooster. So if you guys are trying for a baby and you see a rooster, a chicken in your dream, good. Remember, we use the chicken for caparot, yeah? So it's something positive that is happening and going on. An elephant. Seeing an elephant in a dream, fantastic, okay? Fantastic, especially with a saddle on. Elephant, pil, it's the same internal syllabs as nifla. Nifla, it means miracles. So, seeing an elephant in a dream, sign of a miracle that will be performed for you. Now you guys are going to surround yourself with elephants in your bedroom so you can dream of them. Don't worry. Many miracles will happen to us, okay? Even if we don't necessarily see an elephant in a dream, or we can't even yet remember properly all our dream. Seeing a camel in a dream. And I remember personal story. I remember my dad, one day, years and years ago, I was still a kid. I was, 11 years old. And my father woke up from that dream and he was like all upside down. My mother loved interpreting dreams, never mind. So he saw a camel, and the camel like kind of almost like ran him over, and he was very disturbed in the dream. And shortly after, actually, he lost his job, and we had like 2-3 years of really like near poverty. Like it was, and my father was doing very good living, and Like we had horrible years because we had a mortgage and everything. And he got, in the end of these 3 years, he got very sick and miraculously recovered, and then found an employment again, and everything was okay. And then I remember when I first came to the center and we were discussing dreams, with all our friends, with all the teachers. And they told me, the one that dream of a camel is actually being saved of some negative judgment. And I remember immediately, it was such an important dream that my father woke up so distressed by it. And then I remember that I'm like, oh my God, I was 11 years old. We had no idea about it. There were no way we were going to go to understand it or know that. No books were ever written about it. And then I remember, I said, wow. And he was very sick at the end. And I understood that he got saved, that the unemployment was just a way of some judgment to pass. And thank God, after that, everything came back. But we had pretty rough years, okay? So dreaming of a camel is very good dreams because we've been saved from something, okay? So what animal is not optimal in a dream? A dog, unless it's your dog, a dog or wolf, okay? Dog, wolf, not so good in a dream because it shows that we might have an enemy, okay? There might be an enemy, there might be somebody around us that doesn't have our best interest at heart. And so take it to heart, understand, okay, possibly I've made myself an enemy, yeah, because maybe I didn't say the right thing or I didn't share enough. So take it to heart, look around and go like, okay, we don't want to be paranoid. That is not the purpose of this course. The purpose of this course is higher consciousness. It's reading the messages properly so our consciousness gets higher. So when that happens, seek counsel, go see a teacher, and, express, look, I might have made myself perhaps an enemy, what to do about it. And through conversations, you will see something very important will come out. You'll find, a reasonable way to sort out everything without having to lose, without having to, really combat somebody, okay? So no worries. Again, these dreams are telling us it's an introduction in order for us to be able to make a correction, okay? So don't worry about that. Also, the owl is not such a good, sign in the dream, mostly because it's a creature of the night, yes? And it says in the Zohar that it's a creature that is under the influence of not such a good angel. It's okay. Again, take it to heart and go, no need to do too much. Just to be, warned, okay, I need to straighten up my life a little bit perhaps and, be more, perhaps be less obscure, perhaps be more clear about what my goals are, I want to be in the daylight, I don't want to be in the nightlight, so to say, okay? So dreaming of stars in a dream, also very good. Remember the dream of Joseph, that the stars were bending to him and the sun and the moon, like that. That's very good. Nothing, negative about that. And a donkey or an ox. Okay, so seeing an ox, buffalo, the husband of the cow, basically, ox, O-X, seeing it live at night or at dusk, it's always sign of judgment. Seeing it like physically. So, some say that seeing the ox or the donkey in a dream is so-so. Some say that seeing a donkey is very good because the donkey, has special status. They have, I don't know if you know, but you have to redeem the firstborn of a donkey. So it's considered judgment, but apparently seeing it in a dream, according to many sources, is a good thing. Seeing an ox is so-so. Never mind seeing an ox or a donkey or the two of them together in a dream. Please go and seek counsel by a teacher. Okay? Seek counsel by a teacher. It will be important, will be very, very important in building yourself up and removing some judgment. Dreaming that you built a house, fantastic. Maybe you're going to get married this year, very good. And any dream that allude, to movement such as being on, like a skateboard or taking a car or taking a train may allude that might be good time for you to move. Maybe to move to go work somewhere else or even perhaps move countries. Who knows? But for sure, move up in your consciousness. Okay? So it's very symbolic and metaphorical that all the dreams of the movement, they really suggest that a movement needs to be done, really needs to be made in our life. Okay? So all of that is very good. I mean, this is not an extensive list by all means. Okay? There's books and books and books, but these are the most important themes, okay, that we are going to meet in our life. Excellent, excellent. So, very important thing you need to know. There is something called She'elat Chalom. What is She'elat Chalom? She'elat Chalom is when you really have a very pressing question in your life and you don't manage to find the answer. You've been like scanning, you've been asking around, you've been meditating, and you don't find the answer to this question, okay? So, there is another thing that can be done. She'elat Chalom means the question in the dream. Literally, before going to sleep, preferably on a Friday night, you are going to meditate on that question. You are going to say, okay, that's it. I must find a clear answer to that question. I'm not having clarity and I need the light of the Creator to send me the answer. You think and you meditate on it before going to sleep. Before going to sleep as well, you do what is written in the Zohar. You forget, you forgive everyone that has hurt you that day or any day, and technically the answer should come in the dream. Therefore, don't interpret it again. Seek counsel and the answer will come in a dream. Try a few times and it will happen. I once had a student who was a chiropractor, and all his life he wanted to be a finance guy. And his mother told him, listen, I will only pay for your college if you go to college of chiropractor. I will not give you a dime if you do anything else. And he was very upset because, college is expensive. And he really, really wanted to go and learn finance, Capricorn sign, very natural with money. Never mind, a lot of back and forth. Finally, he said, okay, probably it's from the light. And he went and learned the College of Chiropractics, opened a chiropractic practice. And I came to him because I had a problem with my lower back. It was a couple of years ago. And I went to him and while, putting all my ribs and everything in place, he goes like, oh my God, he tells me the story. I never wanted to be a chiropractor, blah, 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 and complaining, why do I have to, sort out bones for the love of God? I want to do something else. I'm like, okay, have you ever asked, your soul asked yourself? He says, nah, it's a reality, very pragmatic Capricorn, reality of life, no money, no college. I'm like, it's not a coincidence. It says that the light gives Ruach HaKodesh to the parents, divine inspiration to the parents. Sometimes they don't get divine inspiration and everything goes AWOL, never mind. So, must be a reason. Why don't you do She'elat Chalom? Ask in a dream. And he asked the question, went to sleep Friday night, comes back on Shabbat and tells me, oh my God, he was horrified, absolutely horrified. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? He says, don't ask. I saw myself as a Roman general, and that was my specialty. I broke people's bones. I was going around with this axe, breaking people's dismembering them. It was the worst nightmare of my life. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, this is why the clients that are coming to me, my patients, are the people that I broke the bones of in all my campaigns as a Roman general. I'm like, how do you feel about that now? And he goes like, oh my God, I'm going to do better. I'm going to become a much better chiropractor than I ever was. And he really opened all healing center. He really continued with it, persevered, and really good is a good place today. Thank God to that, right? I mean, but when you don't have all this amazing knowledge, how would you know, right? You feel it's fate. Why? Why have I been set up to such, a situation when in the end of the day, it was just the light giving him an opportunity to correct. And can you imagine? I mean, hopefully none of us did that, but it's really, really hard. About Shelat Chalom, the question in a dream, it says that there is a rabbi by the name of Rabbi Yaakov of Marosh that received 89 answers about Torah secrets in a dream. Okay? So for us, better done on Friday night. He did it, I'm sure, any random light, because tzaddikim, they are always in Shabbat anyway. Righteous souls, they live in another dimension. We are very much in the Malchut. So do it on Friday night and then you cannot go wrong. I know that answers will come to us, and that's the purpose. We really, really want to have divine inspiration. And this is, another course to help us to get there. Excellent. So what to do when the dream really wasn't optimal and, we felt deeply uncomfortable about the dream. It corresponds to some of the categories that we talked, about. So what can we do? Very simple. 3 things have to be done in order to cancel whatever decree that is shown to me in my dream. Okay? And that's called atavat chalom. Atava means to make tov, to bring a dream to be good. Okay? Turn the bitter into sweet. Atava. Okay? Leativ, to give the good. Chalom means dream. Okay? Atavat chalom, bettering the dream, correcting the dream. Upon having a dream that is disturbing, first of, the person that you need to go and see needs to tell you Chalom Tov, Chalom Shalom. Remember what the Rav taught us, that everything is in the interpretation. Okay? Remember the story of Abaye, Rava, all those great sages, that they went to 24 interpreters that gave 24 interpretation of the same dream, and the 24 interpretation came through, because it's the power of the word. So run to your teacher or to a fellow Kabbalah student that immediately will say, upon hearing your dream, Chalom Tov, Chalom Shalom. Chalom Tov, Chalom Shalom. It's a good dream, a dream of peace. That is the first sentence that you need to hear upon saying your dream. That's why, please, highly recommend it. Don't go around sharing your dreams. Don't. Okay? Because Yosef HaTzadik shared his dreams with everybody, his dreams got delayed by 20 years. Because he shared it, and of course his brothers were a little bit unhappy about having this 17-year-old guy that was very good looking, much better looking than they were, that was all the time looking at the mirror, at his beautiful hair, say that he was going to become the king of the world. So the dream interpretation positively got delayed, that truly he became the vice king because of the evil eye, because they were upset at him. So he wasn't supposed to go and tell his brothers. He was not supposed to say, I'm the best. He was supposed to go to his dad. His dad would have told him, Yaakov would have told him, good dream. This is a good dream, and we wouldn't have all these delays, and he wouldn't have been sent to jail, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So you see how important it is to pick the right person to tell you the dream. Chalom tov, chalom shalom. Okay? Second thing that we do, tshuva. Upon a disturbing dream, we really are getting an important message of the cosmos that we need to look inwards. We need to look inwards. We really need to go and say, okay, come on. I can't fool myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know all the good in me. I know all the good. I know the good I'm capable of giving to humanity. Why am I looking still for my comfort zone? And I know that I can redeem myself. We know that tshuva is in a minute. We can change everything, even terrible things that we have done. It can all be changed. Even if the person is already deceased, we can change it. There are ways to change it. And, by the way, I talked a lot about that in this class, the course of psychology and Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration, the forgiveness. We can do it. We can do anything. We divine, okay? We have to look inwards. We have to see where we've been not a good trooper in our life and make the decision with ourselves, to change. We must look inwards and change, okay? And, then the teacher will recommend what we call atavat chalom, bettering the dream. And bettering the dream, it's also what we do before Rosh Hashanah. I know that some of you guys have experienced it. If you are new to this, don't worry. We have all kind of strange but very powerful, positive connections. We do before Rosh Hashanah, you have three God-fearing male that, you recite something to cancel the vows. 3 God-fearing male called, it's a beddin, right? It's a court of law. You cancel the vows in the same way you can annul, the negativity of the dream, cancel the judgment. First, you look inwards, then you appear. You have 3 days, okay? 3 days to appear in front of 3, usually teachers that are not related to each other by blood. And, you will recite certain things. Your teacher will help you recite certain things, and you cancel the dream, but first you have to look inwards, okay? Upon having done this atavat chalom, where you stand in front of 3 God-fearing people and you confess to them that you must do better, it is customary to give tzedakah, customary to give a bit of money to cancel completely the judgment. Now, certain dreams require fasting, okay? It is not recommended. We don't fast easily, as you can tell. Some traditions are very strong to fast all the time. We don't do that. We fast certain moments during the year. However, certain particular dreams will call you to fast from dawn till dusk. I remember one time that the Rav actually said to one of our students that dreamt that he lost his talit. Talit is the shawl, the prayer shawl, or lost his tefillin, and that's it. He was ordered to fast from dawn till dusk because it's the surrounding light of the person. It's like really all those vehicles of prayers. It's something to elevate the person. So that being cut off was uncomfortable. So Sometimes you guys need to feel it. Sometimes you guys, when you have a dream that you think of and you did a tavat chalom and you still think about it, maybe you should give a little fast from dawn till dusk, but of course, consult with your Kabbalah teacher. Well, that's it for now. Next week, we are going to address the art of spiritual sleep, all kind of, amazing points about sleeping better. And we will also give you a little bit of the archetypes, okay? The dream archetypes, because I think it's actually fascinating. It's mostly Carl Jung, and there is something to it. So we'll talk a little bit about that and then get ourselves the best sleep possible. Homework for this week. Continue to use the meditations that we did in the 2 first classes. And I'm also going to please ask you to continue journaling the dream, and perhaps as homework to buddy up, get a buddy to listen to the class with you and exchange whatever you saw in the dream. Tell each other Chalom Tov, Chalom Shalom, and see if it needs to be corrected, what can potentially be the message conveyed by the dreams at the light of what we've talked about in all the course. Thank you for being with us today. It's always an honor for me to be teaching all of you guys. And again, opening our divine inspiration, this time through the dream interpretation. Thank you. See you next week. Homework.